Namaste to all the respected dignitaries and esteemed guests and dear participants on behalf of Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal, Telangana Prant. I warmly welcome you all to this auspicious occasion, the 57th Sthapana Divas celebrations 2026. It is a moment of pride and joy as we come together to celebrate our shared vision of strengthening education rooted in values and excellence. So, to begin this karyakramam and melodious and inspiring note, I request Sri Hemal Shastri ji to present a Sangatana Geet.
भारत शिक्षा से हो भारत माँ का पुनरुद्धान, विश्व गुरु के पद पर बैठी माता पाए गौरव स्थान, माता पाए गौरव स्थान। भारतीय शिक्षा से हो भारत माँ का पुनरुत्थान, विश्व गुरु के पद पर बैठी माता पाए गौरव स्थान, माता पाए गौरव स्थान। मुक्त करी हो विद्या फिर से, मुक्त को जीव मात्र को, निर्ममता से अंधकार के दास्य भाव के तोड़ बंध को, मुक्त करी हो शिक्षा अपनी स्वाभिमान से भर दे मन को, अर्थकारी हो स्वावलंबी हो राष्ट्र जागरण का अभियान, राष्ट्र जागरण का अभियान। भारतीय शिक्षा से हो भारत माँ का पुनरुत्थान, विश्व गुरु के पद पर बैठी माता पाए गौरव स्थान, माता पाए गौरव स्थान। शासन से हो पूर्ण मुक्त समाज शोषित, शिक्षा नीति पूर्ण स्वतंत्र हो मुक्त हो, विद्वानों की शाश्वत थाती। नगर ग्राम जनपद से निकली पूर्ण विकेंद्रित निर्णय रीति, आर्थिक शैक्षिक सामाजिक हो शिक्षा का हो स्वायत्त दान, शिक्षा का स्वायत्त विधान। भारतीय शिक्षा से हो भारत का पुनरुत्थान, विश्व गुरु के पद पर बैठी माता पाए गौरव स्थान, माता पाए गौरव स्थान। थैंक यू।
With a great respect, I invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. V. Balakrishna Reddy ji, to kindly grace the dais. I also request our respected keynote speaker, Mananiya Sri B.R. Shankaranand ji, to kindly take their seat on the dais. I request Professor Madhukar ji kindly offer a bunch of books to Chief Guest Professor Dr. V. Balakrishna Reddy ji. I request Sri Narendra ji to kindly present bunch of books to Mananiya Sri B.R. Shankaranand ji. Thank you, sir. Please take your seat. The light is the symbol of knowledge and wisdom. To illuminate this occasion, I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward for the Deepa Prajwalana and offer flowers.
शुभं करोति कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसंपदा, शत्रुबुद्धिनाशं आरोग्यं धनसंपदा, शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपो ज्योति नमोस्तुते। शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपो ज्योति नमोस्तुते। So please take your seats.
या परम कर्म विद्यान्या शिल्प नैपुणम। इसका अर्थात कर्म वही है जो बंधन में ना बांधे, विद्या वही है जो मुक्त करे, अन्य सभी कर्म व विद्या या मात्र श्रमदायक है। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Purna ji. Now, I request Dr. L. Govardhan Reddy present the Dhyaya Vakya.
Devakya, Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal aims to achieve national resurgence by integrating Bharatiyata into the policy, curriculum and methodology of the entire gamut of education through research, awareness, orientation, publication and organization. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Govardhan ji. Now I will go for the Athithi Parichay to introduce our esteemed chief guest and keynote speaker. I will invite Dr. Madhuri ji introduce our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. V. Balakrishna Reddy ji.
Okay. It's my privilege to introduce Professor Balakrishna Reddy sir. If I introduce Balakrishna Reddy sir, all his qualities, it will take 15 minutes time. That's why I want to finish it just in 2 minutes because of the time schedule. Sorry sir. Professor V. Balakrishna Reddy sir, present serving as Higher Education Chairman for Telangana State. And I am proud to say that Balakrishna Reddy sir is alumni of Usmania University. Sir did his LLM from Usmania University and MPhil PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi. And sir has awarded with so many research awards, and I will tell only one or two in that which I remember. One is State Government Teaching Excellent Award and Research Excellence Award from Nalsar University, and sir served as Registrar and Vice Chancellor for Nalsar University and Dean Faculty of Law for Mahindra University. Sir doing research and teaching experience for 2 decades. Sir is actively participating in all legal issues, international legal issues and research publications throughout the world. He is exploring his research throughout the global, and he published so many papers 25 decades onwards, and he is now contributing legal education, policy development and research, particularly in areas like international law, aerospace law and higher education reforms. As a chairman of higher education, he is improving quality of education, accessibility and global competitive of higher education. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Now I invite Dr. Satish ji to introduce our keynote speaker, Mananiya B.R. Shankaranand ji.
Namaskar to all. I privilege to introducing Adarniya Shankaranand ji. Shankaranand ji born July 20, 1964. Native place Dharwada, Karnataka. Education qualifications BE Electrical and Electronics 1987. Sangathan Pracharak 1988, and also and him shoulder different responsibilities like Vibhag Pracharak, Pranta Baudhik Pramukh and Saha Pranta Pracharak in Karnataka Uttar Pranta Pracharak Karnataka Uttar from 2013 to 2018, and National Joint Organizing Secretary Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal since June 2018 to 2023. 2023 onwards, he assumed Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal, All India Organizing Secretary. So, on behalf of Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal Telangana Prant, we are welcoming you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Satish ji. Now I request Dr. A. Umaji and as Secretary Telangana Prant, Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal, present the annual report of BSM Telangana Prant, highlighting the activities and achievements.
Vande Mataram. Namaste to all, the dignitaries on the dais, delegates, student participants. Thank you one and all for coming all the way to this occasion. Thank you very much, first and foremost. Actually, this Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal Foundation Day we are celebrating today, and this Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal was formed on the auspicious day of Ram Navami in 1969 to foster an education system rooted in Indian ethos. It focuses on natural resurgence in education, aiming for curriculum based on Indian values and its establishment. This day is celebrated annually around Ramanavami. Not exactly on Ramanavami, either on some 1 or 2 weeks during that period. This year we are celebrating the 57th Foundation Day. So coming to the annual report for the period March 2025 to February 2026. In fact, Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal is a pan-India organization. It is spread in almost all the states of the country with around 80,000 memberships. And in Telangana Prant, we have spread across 19 districts with around 200 to 250 memberships, and we are trying for it. So coming to the membership, we have carried out the membership drive, and this membership drive is a continuous event. And in the present year, we have 80 new individual memberships. That means we have joined the organization, and we have also, in addition to the individual memberships, we have organization memberships. So there are around 4 schools which have joined, and 5 higher education institutes have joined BSM this year. And we hope to extend the BSM membership. And those who are interested, because most of you are related to academic field, I request all of you also to join BSM on this occasion, because each one of us have to contribute as a Sangatana Shakti. Each individual cannot do much, but BSM offers a platform for all the academicians to work as an enforced manner to address the issues related to Indian education system, to serve the country with Indian thought of education. From June 12th to 13th to 15th, 2025, Akhila Bharatiya Pranta Pramukh Baitak was held. That is, the BSM office bearers of various states in the country. They assembled at Kanha Shantivanam for 3 days to design the modalities of the BSM as how best they can serve the country in the field of education. BSM moves with annual program plan, and this year Vision 2030 was envisioned to design the future action plan up to 2030, and we have conducted several meetings related to that. Rashtriya Yuva Divas was conducted on 12th January 2026, where around 80 youth from different colleges and universities have attended. And Sri Murali Manoharji has explained about the great role played by Swami Vivekananda and requested all the youth to emulate him as an example of character. Character means how best they can serve the country and how they can bring the Indianness into every sphere of our life. Vyasa Puja was conducted between August to September in 7 different districts. This is to educate the students to respect the teachers and path emulated by great gurus of this country. And we have previously conducted Vikasit Bharat 2047 competitions and all. There was a big meeting that has happened at Gurugram. So this is a brief report about BSM Telangana Prant. I request those who have not become members kindly join the organization. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Next, we move to an important segment, Daitva Ghoshana. I invite Professor Ajay ji to make the declaration of responsibilities.
హరి ఓం అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి. బీయింగ్ భారతీయ శిక్షణ మండల్, we do not have a practice of clapping. So my sincere and earnest request to all of you from refrain from clapping for anything. If at all you feel that you want to be a part of the program and bring in some extra energy into the program, we are already having enough energy here. And if at all you feel like that, you can raise both your hands and say Om. Can we rehearse it once? Okay, this is how we do it. So whatever Dr. Raghavendra has told right now, that we are going into the important segment of this particular get together, we are going to announce the responsibilities of various karyakartas who will be holding the responsibilities for the Pranta of Telangana as well as the Bhagyanagar Mahanagara. As you all know, these are daitvas, these are responsibilities. These are not the powers. The people whose names will be declared here, they are not going to be the office bearers. They are going to be daitvavan karyakartas. Means karyakartas who are having additional responsibility of being beyond the karyakarta. For Telangana Pranta, Pranta Samrakshak Professor Shivraj ji, due to his professional commitment, Professor Shivraj ji could not be present here, and a few of them whose name will be pronounced from here may not be available in the hall because of some preoccupation. Whoever is available, I request the person to stand and acknowledge their presence. Professor Chetan Srivastava, Adhyaksha Telangana Prant. I hope we don't need one more round of rehearsal. Dr. Lingappa Gonal, Upadhyaksha. Dr. Umaji, Pranta Mantri. For people who are uncomfortable with the language which is being used when declaring the Daitva, Adhyaksha is President, Upadhyaksha is Vice President, Pranta Mantri is Secretary. Sri Venkatramana, Sahamantri, Joint Secretary. Dr. Hemant Shastri, Vyavastha Pramukha. Dr. Satish Raikandi, Saha Vyavastha Pramukh. Professor P.V. Amit Kumar, Anusandhana Pramukh. In addition to all these Daitvavan Karyakartas, few Karyakartas names which will be announced now will be part of the Telangana Pranta Karyakarini. In English, it would be State Executive Council. Dr. Jai Singh, Dr. Parandhamalu, I only hope Dr. Parandhamalu has not requested all his PhD scholars to attend this program. Dr. Srinivas, Sri Narendra Gowda, Sudhanshu Chandra, Dr. Madhuri, Dr. Potanna Isapalli, now we move over to Bhagyanagar Mahanagar core team. Dr. Madhukar, Dr. Raghavendra, Dr. Purna Chandra, Dr. Lata, Shri Manish Anand, Shri Kumaraswamy, Shri Satish Manthana. So this is the Daitva Goshana, whatever was to be announced from this for this moment. Now, on behalf of Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal, I congratulate all the people who have been pronounced as Daitvavan Karyakartas, and I request Professor Chetan Srivastav to come on the dais and grace the dais. Along with him, my request would be to Dr. Umaji also to grace the dais. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Ajay ji. Let us now take a moment of enjoy a soulful presentation. I invite Dr. C.H. Purnachandra ji for the Ekal Geet. Before going to, I'll introduce some important persons. The Professor Ajay Rahul ji, the serves Roper and is the Executive Director of the School of Continuous Active Learning, and he is recognized as India's first formally designated Professor of Practice, reflecting his distinctive role in integrating industry expertise with academic excellence. With over 25 years of entrepreneurial experience and more than 10 years in a senior corporate roles, the Professor Rahul has built a deep expertise across diverse sectors, including the hydrocarbons, IT services, healthcare, logistics, retail, data privacy, and defense technologies. He has worked with prominent organizations such as Indian Oil Corporation, SAP India, NIIT, and international enterprises in Singapore. He is the key areas of expertise including innovations and technology management, venture building, operations and supply chain management, and startup mentoring. He has successfully mentored over 20 startups and played a significant role in the fostering innovations ecosystems. With extensive exposure to global market across India, Southeast Asia and Africa and Middle East, Professor Rahul brings a strategic and practice-oriented perspective to higher education and entrepreneurships. And now he is playing role of the All India Giants General Secretary, Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal. Now I'll request Dr. C.H. Purnachandra ji for a Ekal Geet.
योगुलु सागिन मार्गमिदी लोकमुलेलिन दुर्गमिदी शाश्वत शांतुल स्वर्गमिदी भगवाध्वज छायలలో మాయని భరతావని దిగ్విజయమిది యోగులు సాగిన మార్గమిది లోకములేలిన దుర్గమిది శాశ్వత శాంతుల స్వర్గమిది రాయికి రప్పకి చెట్టుకి చేమకి చరాచరమ్ముల కన్నిటికి నతమస్తకమౌ నతులు సలుపు పరమోన్నతమౌ గణ సంస్కృతిది. వినయము విద్యాభూషణమునకున వినయమనస్కుల వీడు ఇది. దురహంకారము దరిచేరని మహనీయ జీవనుల మార్గమిది. యోగులు సాగిన మార్గమిది. లోకములేలిన దుర్గమిది. శాశ్వత శాంతుల స్వర్గమిది. సరళ జీవనము విరల చింతనము అవిరల సరళి గణించినది. ఆద్యంతములకు అటునిటు నిలచిన ఆనందము పరికించినది. గీతా జ్యోతిని ఒసగి చేతముల చేయూతగ నడిపించినది. అజ్ఞానమునకు అందని ద్రష్టలు కాంచిన కాంచన స్వప్నమిది. యోగులు సాగిన మార్గమిది. లోకములేలిన దుర్గమిది. శాశ్వత శాంతుల స్వర్గమిది. కాలుడు రేపిన చీకటి ధూళి రక్కసి మూకల కర్కశకేలి. విసరిన వికృత విషవలయమ్మున విస్మృతి పొందిన విభవమిది. పండిన పాపము పండగ కేశవుడవతరించు సందేశమిది. హాలాహలమును హరాయించుకొను అమృత హృదయుల స్వర్గమిది. యోగులు సాగిన మార్గమిది. లోకములేలిన దుర్గమిది. శాశ్వత శాంతుల స్వర్గమిది. ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you, Purnaji. Such a mesmerizing song. Next, I'll introduce the chief guest. Now, it is my privilege to invite our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. V. Balakrishna Reddy ji, and Chairman, Telangana Higher Education Council, to address the gathering. Sir, we request you to kindly enlighten us with your valuable words. Thank you, sir.
Good evening to one and all, respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, faculty members, scholars, and my dear students. I feel it's an honor and privilege for me to take part this momentous occasion of celebrating 57th Foundation Day. So, and also meeting you all, gathering of intellectuals. As a chairman, Telangana Higher Education Council, I feel it's an honor and privilege. Once again, I am telling you. Yes, just now I heard the report presented by Umaji about the one-year activities of the foundation. Lot of activities more pertaining to the education and also teacher training or teacher development, faculty development. So I think this is a need of the hour, because India is in transition for transforming into a developing country to developed country, a third world country to third largest economy, a importer economy to exporter economy. I think we as a teachers have to update ourselves. That's why I think I compliment the organization for doing great activities, particularly teachers. Since India is, just now I said, transition to transform Vikasit Bharat, I think all of us, we have greater role. Next 2 decades are precisely 21 years are going to be the challenging years for all of us, because we are aiming, aspiring, for a Vikasit Bharat. Of course, a responsibility comes, at different level. Individual responsibility, institutional responsibility, social responsibility. So, as an individual, what we can contribute to our organization, then our organization, what, it can contribute to the society or country. That is where, being a youngest country in the world, youth nation of the world, 65% of the population is 35 years age, and I am happy to share with you 50% of the population is 25 years age, where we have edge over many countries. It is a youth nation, just that's why I think all of us a greater responsibility to see that this youth power can be converted into a positive thing. Today, there is no hesitation in saying me that friends, whole world is eyeing on India, looking towards India, because India being a youngest country, we have to help. Today, I always say that, global needs. India, our policies are, objectives should towards not only contributing to our own nation, but definitely a globe, because of aging, population of other countries like Japan, China, all those. That's why the policies, programs aiming for next, maybe Sangathan is, having a next, up to 30, but I can say again, we can plan for, 24/7 thing also. Here, yes, definitely, our Education Council chairman representing the youth, because I told you 50% of population is most of the time liability, but I can say India's population is asset because of the youth thing. So, as a chairman representing 20 lakhs youth, 20 lakh students, 2 lakh teachers, and almost 20 universities directly and 20, other 20 indirectly, that is where education matters a lot. Today, lot of reforms. Definitely, if we look at, the kind of transformation which is happening in the higher education, particularly the NEP 2020. Of course, the NEP 2020 is, looking to that. It's not that we do not have had a policies earlier also, but definitely we have a education policy 68, education policy 86. But what is the difference, compared to earlier policy, this NEP 2020? Because NEP 2020 came in a very, a right time, because it is going to decide the education ecosystem in the 21st century. That's where, lot of efforts went on. So global commitments and all those things, because globalization, liberalization, all these things influenced, all the sectors. Education is no exception to that. That's why I think, because of the global commitments. Today, of course, as a student of law, I can tell, parting to any treaty, accepting to any treaty, ratifying to any treaty is a sovereign prerogative of the country. India being a sovereign country, we can, but once we made commitments to the international community, we had to implement legally, morally, ethically, everything. That's where lot of commitments India did in the context. That's why this is one among them, when many reasons. I need not talk about, NEP 2020. Definitely, it's a, excellent, document emphasizing the education ecosystem in the 21st century, coming out with a lot of innovation, so, and many talked. We are in the process of implementing almost all states, of course, this is being a big policy. It takes time, but definitely it is a, here in Telangana and other states, many states, we are, following, or we are to implement education. So other things, definitely now lot of what kind of changes we required. Of course, we require today education system more into multidisciplinary part of many things, NEP talked about. But one thing I want to tell you how we are, implementing here. I just want to share with you. Multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach, intradisciplinary approach is part of the NEP 2020. How we are making, changes in the education system in Telangana. Of course, friends, when I say education in general, particularly higher education, lot of challenges we are confronting. There is no hesitation in saying me that not everything is going, smooth or, positive thing. Challenges are there. Whether challenge relating to the recruitment, challenge relating to the, infrastructure, all this. And I say, higher education system in the, vicious circle. It's a, fact. But we can't say that vicious circle we have to stop. We have to cut that vicious circle and we have to move forward. Where to cut this? How to move forward? Of course, last 1 year, 1.5 years, that lot of changes we are making in the higher education system, particularly keeping in view of the changes required in the syllabus. Curriculum revision we started. Of course, today, all these curriculums have to incorporate the multidisciplinary. When I say multidisciplinary, lot of new courses we are introducing. Every student, whether BA, BSc, BCom, every student has to undergo major 4 aspects. We in Telangana focusing on that. Example, yes, first one is technology. Today, technology is inevitable to all of us. maybe since technology, and we are all part of technology. A minute or two, I want to tell you the kind of transformation which technology is happening, or we are part of the technology. If I say, what is technology, when technology started, how technology influencing our education system, I'll talk about it. In technology, what is a technology? When we are talking about the transformation, reforms in the education system, why I had to talk about technology? Technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical industrial purpose. When technology was there, is going to be there. But in 1 minute, I'll sum up that saying, when I say technology was there, definitely you go to any civilization, whether Indus Valley civilization, you know, technology was used by humanity for comforts, for betterment, whether sanitation technology, wheel technology, all technology. But how the transformation is happening, we all have to keep that in mind. Over the centuries, because of inventions, innovations, discoveries, humanity felt more, whether it is a Renaissance, Reformation movement, printing press, sea route, sea trade, all these things are helped to humanity, part of the technology. And last 500 years, I am comparing how, things are moving. We are going to be part of 21st century, how that is going to be different. Last 400-500 years of history, if you look at humanity, has witnessed revolutions. I always say scientific revolution, industrial, political revolution, industrial revolution, information revolution, communication revolution. Today, 21st century, what is the revolution? We are all part of that. A is technology, knowledge revolution. Friends, I can tell you, history tells us, it's not me, history tells us that those who possess knowledge, those who possess hegemony in technology, they rule the globe. And if I had to say, 19th century belongs to small country continent, whom I am referring. 20th century America, 21st century is whose century? Why, hesitation in saying? Of course, Asian, but particularly Indian century. Definitely there is no doubt India is going to play significant role. That's where next 20 years or 21 years are, part of 24/7. We have challenges and we have also opportunities. So today, knowledge revolution, we are all part of the knowledge system. One thing I want to tell you, today we, as generally, we say that there is no opportunity. But I will prove in 1 minute. As a law professor, I am speak with evidence. Whatever I speak, next 2 minutes you can cross-check Google and you can get back to me. From deep seabed to outer space, you name any area. I know Ajay ji was, somebody was telling he has done a lot of work in the maritime. I will come to that. From deep seabed to outer space, you name any area, there are abundant opportunities. If I had to give example, yes, when I say, sea or, deep sea, we all know that 71% of the globe is covered with water, not mere water, all resources, living, non-living, all those, and why I am referring is one sector. There is one document called, you can, look at, that's called Maritime India Vision Document 2030. Up to 30, India is going to have, 3 lakh crore investment through public private sector and 20 lakhs jobs. That is the, one document. Other document, Amritkal Maritime Vision 2047, it takes more and more. What I am trying to say, convey here is, there is no dearth of opportunities. But are we ready to grab those opportunities? Are we ready to take those opportunities? Is it our education system is, providing, that kind of thing? I can go on telling land because I can see a lot of youth here. So land and aviation. Today the kind of aviation growth is happening in India nowhere in the world. Normally you take any country, domestic growth is 4 to 5%, but in India 14 to 15%. That's why I said population is a liability sometime, but population is asset, because of earning population, youth population. So I can give you an example. I was part of one study called, International Civil Aviation Organization. If 1% of the population tilts towards from other modes, when I say other modes, railroad, shipping to aviation, 1%, what is the population size we have? Of course, we say, 140 crores, but we are reaching almost 1.5 billion. If 1% of the population, how much is, out of 150 crores, 1%? I am poor in mathematics, you can help me. Okay, 1 crore 50 lakhs. If 1% comes from other modes to here, India needs 600 aircrafts. It's not me study, you can prove it. India needs hundreds of airports, 100 airports plus 100. So, but my question to you, do we have education to cater those, aviation or airports? We have to ask. So, hundreds and thousands of B schools are there. No B school, maybe subject to correction, is offering aviation management. When I say airport, airline, airspace, air traffic management, this is where job potential is there. But why we are not thinking? That is what we all have to, because I am speaking to you all educators here. It's not that, of course, we are good in, blaming others, including me, of course. But I don't, agree that these are the courses. I have, tested. Today, NEP is talking about multidisciplinary in 2020, but last 1.5 decade, I experimented maritime to land to aviation to space. All these courses we implemented successfully. Of course, part of nulls are, but not there. So now, what I am trying to say that these are the requirement. Country needs this kind of professionals, but unfortunately, education system is not, catering those kind of human resource. I always say that I don't know by 2047, if not politically, if not economically, definitely human resource, we are going to rule the globe in the human resource, put, right direction to this youth. That's why I think our education system should, forward thinking, futuristic. Of course, always, quote, Alvin Toffler, what he said way back in 1970s, in his Future Shock book, he said, our education system should be futuristic rather than the past. Same many, saints said. So this is what we all, I think, is a time for all of us. Look at, what requirements for next 5 years, 10 years, all those. So it's not that we are trying. Today, higher education system, Telangana, we are introducing these innovative courses, value-added courses, skill courses. We want to see that our, Telangana should be a role model for other states if we introduced and successfully conduct. So I appeal, of course, all, here is a university professors are there, heads are there. So it's a time for us that, relook, rethink, in a futuristic manner. So I told about, of course, opportunities. And today, since we are aiming for Vikasit Bharat, 1 or 2 sectors I'll take and I'll conclude in 1 or 2 minutes. I hope, 12 minutes over, I gave, 15 minutes, so 3 more minutes is there, I'll utilize that. Okay, so yes, whether it is, nuclear energy, last 4 or 5 days, the kind of things which we are witnessing, nuclear energy, particularly criticality we reached, where were we, in a nuclear technology in 50s and 60s, and, today, proudly we can say that India is the second country in the world after, so Russia, or, and that is a kind of technology. Other technologies, we are none to anybody. Only thing is that we have to realize our potential. Space technology, because since I am a student of aerospace law, I'll take a minute. Space technology, when we started space technology, of course, space age, space era began in, 4th October 1957. After that, the kind of developments which are happening, going to moon, then, space stations, space hotels, colonization of space, buying and selling of flats. Are anybody interested, in selling or taking flats in outer space? Because I am a space love, I can tell you. Of course, these are all fictitious things. Today, what I am trying to say that all these developments, technology I am talking about, with all these developments, last maybe 60, 70 years, humanity has entered a new era of solving the problems of using, space technology. Technology in general, but space technology. With all these things, I want to share one thing. Yes, India is doing well. When we started in 1963, Tumba rocket launching station, globe laughed at us. Because that is what we are, aiming for 2047, Vikasit Bharat. What was the problem? How world looked at us, previously. So we have to recap. That gives us, moral boost. So when we started our space technology in 63, globe laughed at us. Countries like United States and New York Times wrote editorial that India does not have a vehicle to transport, satellite to transport. They are venturing into the sea. But today, I proudly say that, we are launching their satellites, US satellites, Bahubali, because they don't have that kind of technology. That is what India. But, sectors, each sector we are, trying. But definitely, I think, only possible when we all combinedly work, particularly educational institutions for, aiming, aspiring, achieving Vikasit Bharat as an individual, as a, university, as a, country, as an industry, all we have to combinedly work to achieve that Vikasit Bharat, and particularly education. I told you, being a youth country, only way is we have to give, education. So I appeal all that, wherever possible extent, we all should contribute, because again, I have done my part. Of course, we have to do, when I say space technology, I was just telling, what is my contribution to my country? Each individual we have to do. If I can do, you can do better also. So last 3 decades, only one, thesis, one issue was, I was highlighting in the research is space law. India does not have space legislation. As a scholar, researcher, teacher, I tried, I wrote, that is the what freedom we have. No other field except education field, we as a teachers have freedom to contribute something, frankly. So I wrote articles, books, and, finally, I was just sharing with sir. So Prime Minister appointed a committee to draft space law, taking some of the, writings, and we, as a part of the team ISRO, we did, and today, Space Activities Bill 2017 is, pending in the parliament. That is little my contribution. I request you all, we should contribute our extent. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. తెలంగాణ రాకముందు తెలంగాణ వచ్చినాక ఒక లెక్క అన్నట్టుగా ద బాలకృష్ణారెడ్డి సార్ రాకముందు ఒక రిఫార్మ్స్ అండ్ వచ్చాక రిఫార్మ్స్. వీ నో దట్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద డెవలప్మెంట్ హ్యాస్ టేకన్ సో మెనీ rules and regulations in the Telangana for student purpose. Thank you, sir, and your valuable insight, address, and your thoughts on Vikasit Bharat 2047 and NEP 2020 and its implementation are truly inspiring. We are confident that under your guidance, and Telangana will emerge as a model state in effectively implementing NEP 2020 in the near and future. Thank you, sir. And now I request our respected keynote speaker, Mananiya Sri B.R. Shankaranandaji, Akhila Bharatiya Sangatana Mantri, to deliver the keynote address.
मंच पर उपस्थित तेलंगाना प्रांत के हायर एजुकेशन काउंसिल के अध्यक्ष आदरणीय बालकृष्ण रेड्डी जी और नवनिर्वाचित नहीं नवनियुक्त ऐसे आदरणीय अध्यक्ष प्रोफेसर चेतन श्रीवास्तव जी और नवनियुक्त प्रांत मंत्री स्टेट सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर ए उमा जी और यहाँ उपस्थित आदरणीय अखिल भारतीय संयुक्त महामंत्री ऑल इंडिया जॉइंट जनरल सेक्रेटरी और IIT रोपड़ के प्रोफेसर श्रीमान अजय राहुल जी और प्रांत कार्यकारिणी के नवनियुक्त कार्यकर्ता बंधु भगिनी और भाग्यनगर के जो कोर टीम बना है उस कोर टीम के सदस्य और यहाँ इतनी बड़ी संख्या में उपस्थित सारे शिक्षक बंधु भगिनी और छात्र छात्राएं सभी को मेरा కోటి కోటి ప్రణామం. నాకి తెలుగులో భాషణం చేయడానికి రాదు, సంభాషణం చేస్తాను కొంచెం కొంచెం. आप सभी का सहाय मदद मिलेगा तो मैं 1 वर्ष 2 वर्ष में తెలుగులో భాషణం చేయడానికి నేను సక్షమవుతాను అంటే నాకే అనిపిస్తుంది. शिक्षण मंडल कार्यक्रम धीरे धीरे अंग्रेजी, हिंदी और तेलुगु ऐसे तीनों भाषाओं में चलना चाहिए. मुख्य तेलुगु होना चाहिए. तेलुगु सुनने के लिए बहुत आनंद होता है. मैं तेलुगु का बहुत रुचि रखता हूं। तेलुगु फिल्म देखने के लिए हम जाते थे, एनटी रामाराव हमारे आदर्श थे। एनटी रामाराव को देखते ही हमको भगवान ऐसे ही होते हैं, भीम ऐसा ही होता है, कृष्ण ऐसा ही होता है, ऐसे हमको पक्का हो गया है। हमने राम जी को देखा नहीं है, कृष्ण को देखा नहीं, एनटी रामाराव जी को देखा है राम के रूप में। इसीलिए तेलुगु के उनके डायलॉग सुन के बचपन में हम तेलुगु के प्रति बहुत प्रेम बढ़ गया। इसीलिए तेलुगु इज ए स्ट्रॉन्ग लैंग्वेज, पावरफुल लैंग्वेज। इसको सुनने का अवसर मिलना चाहिए। गीत गाए तेलुगु में, मुझे आनंद आया। भाषण भी तेलुगु में किसी का होता तो कितना अच्छा होता। यहाँ तेलुगु समझ में नहीं आती है, ऐसे कुछ लोग हैं, अलग अलग राज्यों के भी हैं, वो भी तेलुगु सुने, तेलुगु सीखें। यहाँ सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी में रहते हैं अनेकों वर्ष, तेलुगु सीखते नहीं है। क्यों नहीं सीखते? सीखना चाहिए। यहाँ सभी से मैं विनम्र प्रार्थना करता हूँ, మేమందరూ నేర్చుకోవాలి తెలుగు. తెలుగులో మాట్లాడాలి. రాయడానికి వచ్చలేదంటే రాయలసీమ తెలుగు నాది కొంచెము. వీ హ్యావ్ టు లెర్న్ తెలుగు. ఇంత చెప్పి నేను విషయం ప్రవేశం చేస్తాను. భారతీయ శిక్షణ మండల్ ఈజ్ ఏ పాలసీ ఇంటర్వెన్షన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. We are not up to only policy formulation, but we have to develop some infrastructure and working culture. We have lost our own working culture in all walks of life as on today. We have to develop some Bharatiya working culture. And we are all fortunate enough, because as our Honorable Higher Education Council Chairman, Professor Balakrishna Reddy ji told, that we are passing through the transition period. During that transition period, we are all youths and we are all related to education system. So we are fortunate enough. हम सब भाग्यशाली हैं, क्योंकि भारत बनने जा रहा है. We are from, he quoted very nice thing, from third world to third largest economy. करवट बदल रहा है. भारत इज चेंजिंग. ऐसे समय में हम यूथ हैं. उन्होंने by bottom of the heart he requested everybody to contribute something, till the last breath of our life. We have to contribute. इसीलिए शिक्षा यानी क्या, ये पहले समझना बहुत आवश्यक है. एजुकेशन इज नॉट 2 into 2 is equal to 4. Education is beyond that. Education is for Rashtra Nirmana. We are one Rashtra. I never translate Rashtra as a nation. Nation is different and Rashtra is different. Rashtra cannot be translated in any language of this globe. Rashtra is Rashtra. Rashtramu is not Rashtra. Rashtramu means in Telugu it is a state. Am I right? But I am referring, Rashtra is the whole Bharat. That is Rashtram. So Rashtra means is different. Education is for Rashtra Nirman. We have to build this Rashtra again as a strong Rashtra. We have to possess ourselves in the whole world. And we are listening the word Vishwaguru. We have to evolve as a Vishwaguru. Vishwaguru, Gurutva is not a system. Nobody declare anybody as a Guru, and nobody has declared himself as Guru so far since ages. सदियों से किसी ने अपने आप को गुरु के रूप में घोषित नहीं किया है. Nobody has declared himself as a Guru. Gurutva is an unique value which blossoms in the heart of Shishya about Guru. This is unique value system that blossoms in the heart of Shishya. शिष्य के हृदय में सामने वालों के बारे में गुरुत्व का भाव विकसित होता है. गुरु स्वयं को गुरु नहीं कहता. और who can become Guru? Who can reach the state of Gurutva? Who learns every moment. Who keep on becoming student. जो हर पल हर क्षण सीखता रहता है और सीखने में तत्पर रहता है और सीखने में तल्लीन हो जाता है और जो सीख रहा है उसी के अंदर लीन हो जाता है, वही गुरु बनने की क्षमता रखता है. ऐसा जो दिखता है उसके बारे में सामने वालों के हृदय में गुरुत्व का भाव विकसित होता है. This is the unique concept of Guru which the world cannot even imagine. And every Shikshak to reach this state of Gurutva in Bharat, to transform Bharat. Every teacher should start his pilgrimage from becoming Naukara. Naukara Telugu में शब्द है क्या? Naukara. From Naukara or Upadhyaya means working for 10:30 to 5:30 or 7:30 to 12:30. It is not a concept of Shikshak. Mother never retires, so is the Shikshak. Never retires. No working hours are there for mother, so teacher don't have any working hours. 24/7 he is a Shikshak. 24 hours availability of Shikshak is necessary for the students. This is the transformational stage. राष्ट्र निर्माण कब होता है? राष्ट्र निर्माण तब होता है जब समाज स्वस्थ होता है. Through the healthy society only we can evolve, we can build the healthy Rashtra, healthy country, healthy society, through healthy society. Healthy society means healthy family. Swastha cannot be translated as healthy. Swastha is swastha. स्वस्थ कुटुंब से स्वस्थ समाज निर्माण होता है. From healthy family we can build healthy society. How can we build healthy family? From healthy human being, from developing healthy human being, we can build healthy family. Family is not a boarding and lodging. It is a samskara kendra. It is a center of samskara. It is a center of perseverance. It is a center of transforming. It is A family is the center where the human being, he starts his pilgrimage from Nara to Narayana, from Manava to Madhava. This is our family. So we have to keep intact the value system in the family. This is very much necessary to build the healthy society. How come we can build the family with this strong values? That is healthy human being. We have to build healthy human being. Through that we can build the healthy families. स्वस्थ मनुष्य निर्माण से स्वस्थ कुटुंब का निर्माण होता है. स्वस्थ मनुष्य कैसे निर्माण होता है? हाउ कैन वी बिल्ड द हेल्दी ह्यूमन बीइंग? हेल्दी मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता. स्वस्थ को हेल्दी के रूप में ट्रांसलेट करना, अनुवाद करना अच्छा नहीं लगता मुझे. हेल्दी वर्ड इज ए वेरी लिमिटेड मीनिंग. स्वस्थ means beyond that. In Vedas, our rishis have narrated that swastha means nirbhaya. And if every human being become fearless, then only he can be identified as a human. If he is suffering from fear, he cannot be known as a human being. But the irony is, the whole society, the whole education system in particular, is based on fear. हर एक व्यक्ति दूसरे से डरता है. छात्र शिक्षक से डरता है, शिक्षक एचओडी से डरता है, एचओडी प्रिंसिपल से डरता है या वाइस चांसलर से डरता है, वाइस चांसलर सेक्रेटरी से डरता है, सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्टर से डरता है. डर के आधार पर एजुकेशन सिस्टम खड़ा है. वी हैव टू गेट रिड ऑफ दिस फियर. विवेकानंद जी 4 वर्ष 1893 से 1897 विश्व पर्यटन करने के बाद कोलंबो में जब उतरे, उन्होंने वहां से अल्मोड़ा तक भाषण की यात्रा शुरू करी. वहां उन्होंने कहा है, अभी ही दिस इज द मैसेज ऑफ भारत, दिस इज मैसेज ऑफ वेदास. एवरीबडी शुड बिकम फियरलेस. भी ही यानी फियर, अभी ही यानी बी फियरलेस. This is the clarion call of Vedas to the whole world, not only to the Bharat. To make everybody fearless, to make everybody human being in real sense, is the purpose of education. For that we have 2 means. The first one is para. Second one is apara. Though we have 2 types of education. One is para vidya, dusra apara vidya. Para is inside, apara is outside. Apara means all these physical science. Para means spiritual knowledge. Knowledge is not information, not mere information. Knowledge is that in Bharat, it can be interpreted. Knowledge can be interpreted in Bharat as not the information. Knowledge is that which cannot be experienced by the sense organs, by the body, by the mind, by the intellect. You cannot experience that knowledge, sense of knowledge. It is बियॉन्ड द सेंस ऑर्गन्स, इंद्रियों के परे होकर समझने की क्षमता जो रखता है, इंद्रियों के द्वारा समझा नहीं जा सकता है. We cannot understand that knowledge through sense organs. That is called as knowledge in Bharat since ages. The Bharatiya education is the beautiful blend of this Paravidya and Aparavidya, that is spiritual science and physical science. Education of Bharat since ages is the beautiful blend of spiritual science and physical science. Spiritual science represents value system and physical science represents skill system. To progress each and every individual, he has to blend these two to reach the pinnacle of human being, the purpose of life. To make the successful and meaningful, to make life successful and meaningful, each and every individual to try to attain this spiritual state and the physical science, values and skills. Since 190 years, the spiritual science is exactly missing in Bharatiya education system. By the beautiful blending of spiritual science and physical science, आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान और भौतिक विज्ञान के समन्वय से, by the beautiful blending of spiritual knowledge and physical science, we have to develop the technology. Since evolving the technology, the spiritual science is missing, we are leading to disaster. If we ignore the spiritual science, by using only physical science, if we create technology, then definitely it will lead us to disaster. We are experiencing the same since so many decades. So it is very much necessary to incorporate spiritual science in the education along with the physical science. So education is not one to many. I request Balakrishna Reddy ji to arrange brainstorming discussions amongst the well-known educationists to revamp the pedagogical methodologies in align with this policy, as education is not one to many, it is one to one. Why? The interest of learning, the learning, pace of the learning, the interest of learning, the pace of learning, and the capacity of learning are different for each and every individual. No uniformity is there. So according to the pace of learning, according to the interest of learning, interest field of learning, and according to the capacity of learning, the pedagogical methodology has to be evolved for each and every student differently. So education is not one to many. It is one to one. The responsibility of Shikshak is to develop pedagogical methodology for each and every student in different way. Then he will start his pilgrimage as becoming Guru. So Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal is working on this. We have developed many pedagogical methodologies. We are conducting Shikshaka Swadhyaya. Training is not a proper word. Training is to be given only to the animals, because they have the programmed mindset. Human being is not having programmed mindset. He is having the infinite sambhavanaye, infinite capacity of thinking, infinite opportunities. So the mindset of human being is not programmed. So he should not be trained. कुत्ते को ट्रेनिंग दिया जा सकता है, मनुष्य को ट्रेनिंग नहीं दिया जाना चाहिए. सर्कस में प्राणियों को, पशुओं को ट्रेनिंग दिया जा सकता है, मनुष्य को ट्रेनिंग नहीं दिया जाना चाहिए. और वो भी शिक्षक ट्रेनिंग, टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग, बिल्कुल शब्द का उपयोग नहीं करना चाहिए. इसीलिए हमने ये करते हैं कि शिक्षक स्वाध्याय. Swadhyaya means Patanjali has used this word in Yoga Sutra to develop the human force, to develop the human being. First one is understanding, listening, understanding, and then realizing. This is the Swadhyaya. We have developed Navadha Sutra. Now Sutra. Sutra Shabda is there in Telugu, no? Now Sutra is there to develop. This is the pedagogy of Bharatiya culture, Bharatiya education. First one is Shravanam. All these no words are from Sanskrit, and in Telugu also. I will assure you that you can understand these words, 9 words, which will take the human being to the height of his capacity by doing so. This is the pedagogical methodology to develop the human being through the education. The first one is Shravanam. Second one is Chintanam. ये शाश्वत नहीं होता. कोई पढ़ते नहीं है, लिखा हुआ व्यक्ति भी पढ़ता नहीं है. 3 महीने में एक पुस्तक पब्लिश हो जाता है. ये सारे प्रोसेस करके बाद में लेखनम. Then 9th is व्याख्यानम. 9th and ultimate stage is व्याख्यानम. ये 9 पेडागोजी हम शिक्षा में लागू करने के माध्यम से शिक्षा को अत्यंत उच्च अवस्था तक ले जाना चाहिए. भारतीय शिक्षण मंडल एक शिक्षा सूत्र ऐसा एक प्रकाशित किया है. वो कह के मैं समाप्त करता हूं. मेरा समय भी समाप्त होने जा रहा है. ब्रह्म सूत्र, टू अंडरस्टैंड ब्रह्म विद्या, ब्रह्म ज्ञान इज देयर. ब्रह्म सूत्र इज देयर. टू अंडरस्टैंड भक्ति, भक्ति सूत्र, नारद भक्ति सूत्र इज देयर, रिटन बाय नारद. So there was no Shiksha Sutra. The experts, educationists of Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal, they have collected all the information and policies and philosophy of education from Vedas, from Upanishads, from Darshana Shastra and Bhagavad Gita. All the 4 scriptures. We have collected the information and the philosophy of education, and we have formed one Shiksha Sutra aphorism of education. We have formed 108 sutras. By following those sutras in education system, any country in the world can build a excellent human being. श्रेष्ठ मानव का निर्माण करने के लिए वो 108 सूत्र का उपयोग किया जा सकता है. दिस इज द भारतीय ज्ञान. आई रिक्वेस्ट द भारतीय शिक्षण मंडल कार्यकर्तास टू ऑर्गेनाइज one sangoshti, one symposium on this Shiksha Sutra of 4 sessions between all the well-known educationists. Now we have to move from Mekale to Bharatiya education. Upanishad Rishi, blending with modern education system. इसीलिए हम सनातन हैं. जो पुरातन है उसमें अच्छा हम लेंगे, जो नया है आनो भद्राः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतः. दुनिया के किसी कोने से जो भी अच्छा है उसको हम स्वीकार करेंगे, भारत का भी रखेंगे. इसको दोनों को ब्लेंड करते हुए हम एक श्रेष्ठ शिक्षा व्यवस्था का विकास आने वाले 2047 के पहले हमको करना है. ऐसे करने के लिए आप सभी एक नई दिशा में, नई ऊर्जा के साथ, विथ ए ग्रेट एनर्जी, वी हैव टू मूव टुवर्ड्स विश्व गुरु भारत. प्रणाम टू एवरीवन.
Dhanyawad ji for your inspiring and your thought-provoking address. Your emphasis is on education system rooted in Bharatiya. It is truly enlightening. It reminds us the importance of nurturing values, culture, and national identity along with academic excellence. Now, I invite Professor Chetan Srivasavaji and Telangana Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal new president, and he proposed the vote of thanks.
అందరికీ నా హృదయపూర్వక అభినందనాలు. ఈ సభకు వచ్చిన ఆల్ కార్యకర్తలు, టీచర్స్, శిక్షకులు మరియు వేదికను అలంకరించిన మహానుభావులకు నా అభినందనాలు. ఇవాళ మనము భారతీయ శిక్షణ మండలి 57వ దినోత్సవం జన్మదినోత్సవం జరుపుకుంటున్నాము. I try to be talking in a bit of Telugu, though not really good as Shankarananji was saying about koncham koncham. So to go in, because though I am good at Telugu, I read, write and speak Telugu. It's a time where we speak on stage in Telugu. That's the problem. Respected Shri Balagishwar, the chairman for TSHE, respected माननीय शंकरानंद जी और अजय राहुल जी और सभी उमा मैडम और सभी को मेरा अभिनंदन. हाँ, जो मुझे आज उत्तरदायित्व दिया गया है, ये एक पदवी नहीं है, पद नहीं है, ये एक बहुत बड़ा उत्तरदायित्व है और मैं आशा करता हूँ कि मैं इस उत्तरदायित्व को भली भांति निभा पाऊँगा. जब ये निभाना है, मैं अकेला कुछ नहीं कर पाऊँगा, हम सब मिलकर इसको कुछ करेंगे. All of us will do together, and that is very important because alone we cannot excel. All of us should together work towards doing it. I always believe राष्ट्र का निर्माण ईंटों से नहीं, पत्थरों से नहीं, केवल मन की भावनाओं से किया जा सकता है. और इन मन की भावनाओं को निखारने का काम या बनाने का काम, संवारने का काम शिक्षा और समाज ही कर सकते हैं. और इस शिक्षा का जो रूप है, हमने सुना है कि शंकरानंद जी बता रहे थे 190 ईयर्स से कुछ रास्ता पलट गया है. तो हम सब मिलकर all of us will work towards walking in the line of Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal, where we are trying to bring in Indianness और भारतीयता, भारत संपदा, ताकि हम सब मिलकर देश को पुनः उस गौरव पर ले जाएं जो पहले था. जो डिफरेंस आया है, उस डिफरेंस को हम पूर्ण कर आगे की ओर बढ़ेंगे. So it's thought to go in. I always request the support of everyone present here, past, present, future leaders who have been actively involved in activities of Bharatiya Sikshan Mandal or national building to go in, nation building. Because keeping aside our differences, matbhed, if any. I'm sure we will not have. So if any, we'll work together. End of the day, nation first is the most important thing to go on. So with those thoughts, I'll not take much of your mind. I, from this forum, appeal to all of you to give your support, and we all do wonderful to go in. So it's indeed a great privilege for me to thank the chief guest of the function, Shri Balkrishna Reddy Garu, the keynote speaker, Shri Shankarananji, Uma Madam, and everyone present here for their the valuable insights given. I mean, I made a big note of it. Time is tough. I can't tell you all the notes, but I'm sure one thing to talk about is I really love the transformation from Nar to Narayana, Madhav to Madhava, Manav to Madhava, and the 9 sutras, and finally we talk about the Shikshan Sutra, for which BSM is known for, which we are working to. So I'm sure in coming times we will take and work across so that Telangana would contribute immensely towards building nation, education and future citizens of this country. सभी को मेरा हृदयपूर्वक धन्यवाद इस सभा पर आने के लिए और इसकी गरिमा बनाने के लिए, और आप सब दिल से इस भारतीय शिक्षण मंडली की फिलॉसफी को अपनाने के लिए और आगे ले जाने के लिए धन्यवाद। सभी को धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।
प्रार्थना। जीवने यावदादानं स्यात् प्रदानं ततोऽधिकम् इत्येषा प्रार्थनास्माकं भगवन् परिपूर्यताम्। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Now I request everyone to stand for national anthem, and we will end the sabha with national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे नागरिक भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा। तब शुभामे जागे तब शुभाशिष मागे गाये तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद। Thank you. Jai. Thank you all for your gracious presence and participation, and wishing you all the pleasant evening ahead. Please, now a small announcement. The Vande Mataram 150 years RSS 100 సంవత్సరాల సందర్భంగా ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీలో ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజెస్లో 26th ఏప్రిల్ సాయంత్రం హిందూ సమ్మేళనం ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంటుంది. కంపల్సరీ అందరూ అటెండ్ కావాలి. ధన్యవాదాలు.